In the headlines, bandits invade villages in Taraba State, kill 3, abduct 16. Fire raises shops under Agbon Bridge in Lagos. INEC to release guidelines for 2023 elections by April. Ukraine's president says Russian siege of strategic port city has left residents without food, water and medicine. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. Hello and welcome. Bandits have killed 3 persons and abducted 16 in 4 villages in Gasso local government area of Taraba State. Reports say the bandits operating on motorcycles invaded the affected villages on Monday night. In Karar, 3 persons were killed and 1 other person abducted, while in Indiao, Badija and Kwatan Sendire, 4 persons were abducted in each of the 3 villages. According to reports, the bandits were alleged to have crossed from Plateau State, where they were chased by a combined team of soldiers and police to set up a camp at Hirmoy and Shofo Forest in Gasol area. Reports say the bandits have threatened to attack the entire villages in Gasol Chiefdom and warned of consequences if their hideout is revealed to security agents. Confirming the attack, the police spokesperson of Taraba Police Command, DSP Usman Abdullahi, said victims of kidnapping are not promptly informing the police, adding that relevant information on activities of the bandits is hampering police investigation and action. Kaduna State Government on Tuesday says the death toll in the Sunday's attack in Kaura local government area of the state has risen to 34, including 2 military personnel killed in the attack. The State Commissioner, Minister of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, stated this in a statement. He named the locations attacked by unidentified assailants as Sonje, Agban Katanga and Kadarku, all within Kaguru Chiefdom of Kaura local government area. According to the statement, 2 military personnel were among the 34 killed, with local residents making up 32 casualties, while 7 people were injured and are receiving treatment, as well as over 200 houses and 32 shops burnt, while 2 vehicles and 17 motorcycles were vandalized in the attack. Persistent bandits' attacks on the people of Niger State, north-central Nigeria, caught the attention of the Nigerian Senate on Tuesday. The leadership of the Senate wants security agencies in the country to be more proactive in addressing the situation. The report.
Issues of banditry and kidnapping is not new in Nigeria. The question, however, is whether or not the security agencies in the country are equal to the task. The Deputy Senate President, Ovi Omo Akeke, following a point of order raised by the Deputy Whip, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, representing Niger North District, asked that agencies in charge of security devise new means of tackling the situation as the old style seemed not working. Rising on Order 42, Senator Abdullahi drew the attention of the Senate to the recent onslaught by bandits in his senatorial district. The lawmaker lamented that the bandits, who came in large numbers from Zamfara State, attacked a police station at Nasco Town in Magama local government area of the state. The divisional police officer, some of his colleagues and residents were among those killed by the bandits during the attack.
On Monday 14th of this month, the bandits in large number riding on motorcycles with sophisticated weapons left their Zamfara forest, abroad, and came into Niger State through Mariga local government and Rijal local government. As a result of this, they moved in and had a temporary camp in a town called Libale. Libale has a forest, and that forest is contiguous to the ones leading to Zamfara. And having came to Libale, they encamped there in Anaba ward of Magama local government. Mr. President, on Tuesday, they proceeded where they launched a massive attack against a tomato company in Magama local government, that is NASCO.
Responding, the Deputy Senate President, Ovi Omoagege, commended the quick intervention of security agencies in the area, but noted that a lot still needed to be done against these criminal activities.
Have indicated the route that these bandits are perfected for use in perpetuating these criminal activities. One would have thought that the security agencies will actually do a better job in quarantining that environment. But from your personal explanation, it's also clear that they've done their best. They were not unmindful of that, and they were able to at least come back with a reprisal to take them out. But would have wished that they took a proactive action, not an action coming after lives have been lost.
The Senate thereafter held a minute silence in honor of those killed by the bandits.
Firefighters struggled to put out a fire outbreak under the Carter Bridge in Lagos. Eyewitnesses said the fire began in the early hours of Wednesday at the popular Akpakbo market under the bridge. Carter Bridge has been cordoned off to motorists as the fire rages on. Some number of fire trucks have raced to the location with firemen scrambling to put out the fire. The popular shopping area is worth billions of naira and stores are densely packed together. Emergency workers led by National Emergency Management Agency Zonal Coordinator Ibrahim Farinloye said integrity tests will be carried out to determine the extent of damage on the bridge. He said the bridge will be closed to motorists for a period of time. Policemen are deployed to the area to manage the situation.
This bridge has to be closed down for a specific number of time that the Federal Ministry of Works will determine. The extent of damage cannot be assessed now. The Federal Ministry of Works will have to carry out integrity tests, and the integrity test will determine how long that the bridge will be closed down. As at the time we received the distress alert to this time, no report of casualty. However, because of the activities of this of the boys around there, we don't know whether any one of them had sustained any injury on the premise that they were trying to salvage goods, or more or less, I don't know whether they are salvaging or they are looting. That cannot be determined now because we don't know who are the real owner of the shops are. But as at now, we are taking control of the whole situation. The boys have been managed, and I just asked for more deployment of policemen from the Commissioner of Police. So IG is in town, so more effort will be put. So we may have to stay long here. The IG may decide to come here.
Police in Ekiti has arrested a woman, Felicia Ademiloye, and her son Adewumi in connection with the abduction, exploitation and rape of a teenage girl 3 years ago who left home for an extra lesson in preparation for WAEC and thereafter reported missing by her parents in March 2019. The police spokesperson in the state, ASP Sunday Abotu, said investigation revealed that the suspects lured the teenage girl to their house and drugged her on the fateful day she disappeared and could not remember to go home, and now a drug addict due to the amount of drugs she consumed within the years of her enslavement. ASP Abotu said Adewumi had a series of sexual intercourse with the teenage girl and has also given her to different men on many occasions, each time she did not have money, who had sex with her and paid him between 10,000 and 20,000, and presently about 8 months pregnant. The police further said during investigation, Adewumi confessed to the crimes and that he and his mother will be charged to court for conspiracy, abduction, rape, and child exploitation. The victim's mother on March 15th received information about her daughter's whereabouts, and the police traced the girl to the house of Ademiloye and rescued her. National Human Rights Commission says it has developed a short code for victims to report cases of sexual and gender-based violence. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, announced this on Tuesday in Abuja at the high-level multi-agency task team program for assessing the extent of implementation of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. According to him, the code will become operational from April 1st, 2022. He explained that it will operate by simple dialing of the toll-free code for link to a particular agency of government or civil society organization with mandates to deal with such reported violation or abuse.
What the Commission is bringing on the table actually is its strength in being the most, one of the most widespread organizations in the country, because we have active presence in 36 states. And even in Abuja alone, we have three points in Abuja. We have the head office here, we have a municipal office in Karu, and we have our Human Rights Institute at Katankwe Hills. So the combined effect, and when we carry out these activities in all these areas, we make sure that there's press coverage, so that there's no newspaper or television station you open and you will not hear something the Human Rights Commission is doing about the VAP Act. So we'll try to saturate the airwaves. So whether you like it or not, you're going to hear about it. And by the time you keep drumming it in, we think, because most of the violators don't know that there are consequences.
Few days to All Progressive Congress National Convention, Senator Sani Musa, representing Niger East Senatorial District of Niger State, is seeking support of members of the House of Representatives to realize his aspiration. Senator Sani said if voted in as national chairman, he will transform the All Progressive Congress, a political party institution that would impact positively on the country and Nigerians. He said he will ensure reconciliation, reorganization, reconstruction of the party, as well as tap on constituency projects of parliamentarians of the APC to better the lives of Nigerians.
And becoming a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, given a responsibility to interact with some of the strong leaders of this country, I do not think there is any responsibility that I will not be able to sit, being it a participatory one, that different ideals will come in. I don't see how I will not be able to steer that ship. Your Excellency, my leader, my respected honorable members and colleagues, there is no any other time that we can make APC what it should be than now. What is that thing that APC should be? We should make APC a strong institution. Instead of making APC having strong individuals, let's as much as possible make APC have strong institution. Be a strong institution where policy formulation, where leaders can be groomed, where the welfare of Nigerians can also be looked into because we are closer to the people.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, says the regulations and guidelines for the 2023 general election will be ready 10 months before the election. This is contained in the INEC Daily Bulletin issued on Tuesday, following a hint by the INEC boss when he received a delegation from John and Catherine MacArthur Foundation in Abuja. The INEC chairman recalled that in 2019, the commission faced the challenge of time constraint due to the uncertainty that trailed the electoral legal framework, which resulted to the commission signing off on the regulations and guidelines on January 19, 2019, a few weeks to the election. Yakubu added that INEC had virtually finished the processes. You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up. Soap and detergent company respond to allegations against it. Details of this and more after the break. Do stay.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
For still watching Trust TV News Update, here are our top stories. Bandits have killed 3 persons and abducted 16 in 4 villages in Gasol local government area of Taraba State. Property worth millions of naira has been lost after fire razed shops on the Apagbon Bridge in Lagos. Elsewhere in Katsina State, a 35-litre jerry can of water, which cost between 10 to 15 naira a few days ago, is now sold between 40 to 50 naira in Katsina and its environs. As World Water Day is marked, acute water shortage and exorbitant price of fuel are taking their tolls on the poor and other vulnerable groups. Abdullahi Yamadi has the details of this report.
The epileptic power supply has also affected the generation and distribution of water to many communities in Katsina State, a situation that hampers the general well-being of the people who are mostly low-income earners. Similarly, the interchange road project at Kofar Kaura in Katsina City, upgrading and rehabilitation of Ajiwa Dam, as well as its water works, have also affected greater percentage of supply of water to urban and semi-urban centers. As the saying goes, water is the driving force for all nature and the fuel for all living animals and plants. Some residents of Katsina who decry high cost of water and the absence of pipe-borne water also called for immediate intervention from the government, especially as the month of Ramadan is approaching, to reduce the suffering of the masses. You see, we sell 12 jerrycans of water at 350 to 400 naira because of the proximity from which we supply this water. And that is the problem. And of course, we buy these 12 jerrycans of water at 150 to 200 naira. That's why we sell at 350 to 400 naira. You see, these water vendors sell 12 jerrycans of water 600 naira. And that's why we prefer to come and supply it by ourselves. That is the problem. Some of them will not even listen to you. On their part, people living with disabilities said they are a bit confused as to what to do. Is it struggling for what to eat or spending more money in buying water for drinking and other domestic purposes? I am from Bindawa local government area and we are experiencing a very serious shortage of water. We need the support of government to construct additional boreholes for us in our localities. Since the establishment of Ajiwa Dam, we have never experienced this difficulty. We are suffering seriously, and we don't know where the problem is coming from. From 2015 to date, Katsina State government says it is committing over 27 billion naira in expansion, upgrading, and replacement of some obsolete machines at Ajiwa Water Works, which is 99% completion stage.
Convention will do it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's only time. But as far as we are concerned, we finish over the challenges. We identify the problem and we overcome with the challenge more than 50%. So on the additional 18% for the last week is another dimension. So as far as I cannot say the present day, but very soon, because we are working hard and hard. Yes.
On access to basic water supply services to rural communities who constitute 65 to 70% of Katsina State population, the Executive Director, Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, says the agency has made a tremendous effort in increasing access to improved water supply to 1.6 million people.
Another challenge that we need to strengthen is collaboration and synergy between different stakeholders that are saddled with the responsibility of providing safe water source to the people. If we have effective synergy and collaboration, you will see that duplication in terms of provision of this facility has been reduced to minimum.
The theme for 2022 World Water Day is groundwater, making the invisible visible. Experts say Groundwater is a crucial resource that provides almost half of all drinkable water across the world. As such, people must be mindful of its depleted reserves and contamination. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
A soap and detergent manufacturing company in Kano has responded to accusation by farming communities around 3 local government areas of Gezawa, Nasarawa and Ungogo that the company is responsible for contamination of the water channel they use for various agricultural activities. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril earlier reported that the villagers said even animals die from drinking the contaminated waters.
This area is called Saunakwara, a village in Gezawa local government area of Kano State. The people here are Fulani herdsmen who are also involved in subsistence agriculture and a large-scale stone crushing activities. Prior to the establishment of this soap manufacturing company in Kano, these running water channels remain vital in sustaining their primary occupation of cattle rearing and irrigation farming. But that has changed due to a chemically contaminated water pouring from this factory. This is from where this contaminated water used to gather. Then from here, it's finally made its way into the villages down there. And according to the people living in these villages, this problem has been on for several years, and it has led to so many losses. So many animals were killed, and that there is nothing surviving inside this water. In fact, they said even if human beings uses this water, definitely he might not survive it. So they are calling on the authority, especially the company which is called Aspira, to come to their aid, at least to provide another way to channel this water through other ways so that it can stop coming down to this community. They said they cannot do irrigation farming and that their animals cannot drink this water as well. This water is coming from a company called Aspira, but even before the establishment of Aspira, the water channel is still here and the water is passing. But Aspira is using the water channel to pour in their own water, which is also passing, which has contaminated the one that we have here.
It cannot kill animals, because these are things that we always keep on using it. And in the drainage system, the last area where it actually been washed, it normally passed through the waterways. And these waterways are linked waterways. Some of the waterways come from Chalawa, some pass through Sasunusi, that is the main outlet, off to the Minjibir site. And we are not the only people that are actually using the water waste. This is actually something that is being designed by the governments.
For quite some times now, several of these farming communities across 3 local government areas of Gezawa, Nasarawa and Ungogu were forced to stop their usual irrigation farming. Fishing, which used to be another important source of revenue, was also halted, and their animal can no longer drink from here. A problem they say is threatening not only their agricultural economy or the environment, but also their chance of continued survival here. The problem of this waste detergent water is too much. We cannot use it to bath. We can't do irrigation with it. And if our animals drink it, they die. This has brought us so many loss. I have lost about 8 cows because initially I had 3 and they all delivered, but later died after drinking this water. Therefore, what is our purpose if we cannot feed our animals in our own home?
The government of the Federation, they have made it in such a way that every farmer should confirm his animal in one place for grazing, not to be moving about with them from one place to another. You understand? So as a result of that, the industries have every right to now discharge what is actually the final waste into the stream that is meant for the discharge to pass.
According to the management of Aspira Nigeria Limited, so far, they do not have any waste detergent pouring from their factory, and that for years, they have remained committed to protecting the interests of their host communities.
We don't have what is called waste detergent. All our detergent are things that we normally recycle it. As part of social responsibilities, we are playing a bigger role that I don't think there's any company that is also playing such, like in terms of school rehabilitation and provision of learning facilities like decks, and also conducive atmosphere for learning. I think we are the first company that are doing this in this company.
For now, these people say they are still waiting for authorities to come to their aid for a continued survival of their rural economy. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
And the business, lingering foreign exchange scarcity in the country has continued to worsen, even as the exchange rate on the parallel market is inching towards 590 naira per dollar. According to the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, the development may lead to massive job loss in the manufacturing industry, among other sectors. Reports say on Tuesday, the exchange rate stood at 585 naira per dollar and 785 naira per euro on the black market, as against the 582 per dollar last Friday. This is coming as banks have also limited customers' access to Forex, placing a cap of $20 per month for online transactions, development that comes over 8 months after the Central Bank of Nigeria stopped the sale of Forex to bureau de change operators and promised to boost liquidity in commercial banks. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says besieged city of Mariupol has remained the worst hit region, with over 1 million people living under inhumane conditions. Zelensky also accused invading Russian forces of attacking civilians stranded in the strategic port city, thwarting attempts to evacuate them from heavy shelling zones. While thousands of Ukrainians have been retrieved from the hotspots, those remaining have lived without an adequate supply of necessities, particularly food and water. These statements come after invading forces demanded Ukrainian defenders to lay down arms in Mariupol. However, defiant to the ultimatum set by Russians, Zelensky has vowed to not surrender to the occupiers. Meanwhile, satellite images from Maxar Technology from March 19th showed Russian armed forces repositioned their tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery in the left bank, neighboring of Mariupol, where pro-Russian invaders have captured government buildings. Ukraine's chief prosecutor says Russia's siege of Mariupol amounts to genocide. And that's it on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thank you for watching.